Good afternoon, happy Friday. Welcome back. Rich and Kristen here with Southern Realty Group. We're gonna go over some things today that are the importance of staging your home to get it ready to sell. So we have lots of different points that we want to go over real quick. A lot of people think that you're just gonna put your house up for sale and it's gonna sell. And we think that it is very important to stage your house so when people walk in, they have a whole different perspective of your home. An impression of a well-maintained home is key to buyers when they walk in, because it's going to put their mind at ease, and they're gonna see that there's no major repairs. There's not going to be clutter everywhere, and they're going to actually be able to see what they need to see in your home to purchase it.
A lot of times when people walk in, they're going to make that assumption really quickly. If they walk in and they're stepping over piles of laundry or they're climbing over cat toys and stuff, they're going to think naturally that, okay, this person doesn't care for their home. They probably haven't done the routine maintenance that they need on their home. Their ACs probably don't get service. They probably don't change their filters out. But if you walk into that home and it's clean and really well put together, you're like, right, okay, this person, they know what they're doing. This house is a good kept house. It's really straight, and I'm not gonna have any issues pop up, so it's probably gonna be a faster process for me to get through it. And the biggest thing is, by you getting your house ready by staging, you're packing things up, right? The point is, you're moving. You're getting out of this home anyway.
You get a jump start on the decluttering.
Right.
Clean your closets. That's part of staging. When you're cleaning those closets, you're getting rid of all the junk that we all have hiding in the back of our closets.
Don't open our closets. It's just going to come out like an avalanche.
Anyone that knows me knows that I keep a very, 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 very neat house. My children like to make fun of me for having OCD, but don't open my closets, because that's the one place that I'm allowed to be messy.
But when you're selling your home, the new homeowner is going to open your closet, so we've got to get all that junk out of there. And then you also want to make sure that when you're staging your home, you're getting rid of all your personal photos out of there. You have to get rid of them all, but you don't want to walk in and see a house that whole wall is nothing but their kids or their dogs. Everybody's seen that house. We all know what we're talking about. We all have that aunt that does it. Just kidding, Aunt. I'm not talking about you.
It helps buyers, though, when they come into your home, when they come into the home, it helps them to envision their family living in that space. And if they walk into a home and it's nothing but pictures of your kids, your dogs, your family photos from one end of the house to the next, they're going to instantly view that as your home. And it enables them to envision it as their future home. So you definitely, a super, super important part of staging is to go through your house. And that's what Rich and I have to offer too as real estate agents for you, is that we know how. I know how. Rich helps, but I
just look pretty and let her do it. So don't listen to me, listen to her.
But I walk our clients through their homes, and I'm like, okay, we need to put this up, we need to relocate this. We even recommend sometimes if people have a lot of items in their homes, to rent a storage unit and just go ahead and start packing that stuff away into containers, put it in a storage unit, and then when you do sell your house and move into your new one, it's already packed for you. So it's a great benefit of staging to get a jump start on that as well.
Yeah, and along with that, first impressions are everything, right? Like, we've all heard that story. We've all heard that statement throughout our life. You always make a good first impression, because the first impression is the lasting impression. Well, that starts when you first pull up at a house, right? Like the curb appeal. We've all heard curb appeal. You've all seen those HGTV shows. We all know what that is. But really understand and let that sink in for a minute. That is your first impression with your potential buyers. They're going to pull up at your house and see your house. Is the yard well maintained? Are there overgrown bushes? Does the house need to be pressure washed? Is the sidewalk nasty? These are all little things that can be done that go a long way. And that's going to really help you in the end figure out how to get rid of your house the fastest.
Absolutely.
Is by taking that extra step and tidying it up. And you're not talking about thousands and thousands of dollars here in home renovations that have to be done. We're talking hundreds of dollars to get your yard kept up. Obviously we're coming up into the fourth quarter here, and so the grass is starting to die. So you kind of get a freebie on that one, right?
You don't have to cut it as often anymore. My kids are happy about that.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that the leaves are cleaned up out of the yard. right? And your house is well maintained from the outside. So trim the bushes one last time. And
You don't want dead ferns hanging, which, we all have dead flowers this time of the year, but, clean up those dead flowers, get them out of there.
Yeah.
Because you want your homeowners, the potential homeowners to pull up and be like, wow, this house is gorgeous. That's from the outside before they even step in your front door. And then when they do step into the front door, by, staging your home and allowing us to help you through that process, it shows the homeowners that the house is move-in ready. Like they walk in and they can just see, oh wow, it's ready. This house is ready for us to sell, to put a contract on, get to closing, buy it, and as soon as we're done, we get to move in, because you've taken the time to fix things in your house that may have been broken, patch holes in the walls, or scratches from kitty cats, or little things like that. But and with the decluttering, they can see that all of those things have been taken care of.
yeah, absolutely. And it definitely helps justify your price. Now, obviously, you've got to set the price for your house in a reasonable amount, right? You're going to listen to us. We're going to do the CMAs. We're going to figure out what the actual value of your home is. But when a buyer comes in and the house is properly staged, they're not looking around going, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have to repair, the kitty cat marks on here, or the dog marks here, or the paint over here. This house is move-in ready, so I'm not adding money on top of what I'm already having to pay for this house. Most of the time, buyers, once they get to the table and it's all said and done, they don't really have a whole lot extra. You don't really think of all the things that you end up paying for it. But as a buyer, we've discussed this before, and we'll, I'm sure, discuss it in detail later. But you as a buyer, you're pretty much broke once you get through that closing table. I mean, it's our job to make sure that you're prepared for that. But if you're having to add on things like, oh, well, I'm going to have to replace that banister because there's a kid that kicked it out, or, I'm going to have the house pressure washed right away. These are all little things that you as a seller can really do to help separate yourself from the herd and make that buyer put a little more money back in their pocket and make that a more favorable house for them to buy.
Absolutely. And just one last point, staging, a lot of people, they think, oh, if they want to buy my house, they're going to buy my house. But for me, staging is so important, and because you want to sell, we know you want to sell your home fast. You're not going to put your house on the market and just be like, oh, it can sell whenever. 90% of the market puts their house on the market to sell and wants it to happen quickly. They don't want it to take 60 days to sell their home. They want it to happen. So with our knowledge and what we bring to our clients, really helps speed that process along. And besides the fact that I love decorating, so staging is right up my alley. We love to be able to provide that to our clients. That it's just fun. It's fun. I love walking around the houses with my homeowners and clients and being like, all right, let's do this, let's do that, let's make this pretty, let's put some flowers out.
Not to mention,
fun.
for me, I actually enjoy it because you can just get rid of a lot of stuff. People accumulate a lot of junk that we really don't need.
What do we joke that everybody should have to move once every 5 years or so just to get rid of all of their junk that's hiding in places they don't realize it's hiding?
Yeah, you just have to. Like, we just don't do it. It's out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about it. But it is really great to just declutter every once in a while. And not to mention, you can get really good new things when you do that, right?
Yeah, you get rid of the old, you get to get new.
Yeah. So with
Retail therapy.
With that, thank you guys very much for joining in. We'll see you same time, same place next week.
You guys have a great weekend. And again, if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to us via Facebook. If you have our numbers, give us a call. We're always here to help.